Hello everybody, I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. I'm going to show you 10 different traps, and some of them I have devised myself, so I definitely recommend staying till the end. I'm not just saying that, some of these are actually really cool, and I haven't seen most of them online. I wanted to make this video as creative as possible, so I spent a lot of time putting together these traps for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy. And on that note, let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the first trap. So starting off, we have the end crystal trap. And now, if you didn't know, end crystals are craftable, and that's actually how you respawn the Ender Dragon, in case you didn't know, because I'm assuming if you don't know how to craft them, then you probably don't know how to start the Ender Dragon fight after you beat him the first time. So there's that. They can only be placed on obsidian or bedrock. So what you're going to need to do is craft one of these, get a piece of obsidian, and place the obsidian wherever you want the end crystal to be. And then you're just going to break the obsidian and be very careful not to punch this in the process, because this is extremely explosive, and if I were to punch this right now, it would blow up this entire trap and probably a lot of the walls surrounding it. The next things, all you're going to need to do is grab some levers and some pistons. These don't even need to be sticky pistons. It's actually better if they're regular pistons. And you're just going to put them like this and pull these levers. Now you'll notice these blocks are clipping inside of this end crystal. Now if we do it to this side, it doesn't explode. It actually just sits inside the blocks. And anyone that's running along is going to wonder what that is and try to figure it out. And you'll notice you can't quite see the outline of the blocks beneath me. That's because it's seeing the end crystal right now. So if I were to try to break this block, kaboom. I would probably die if I was in survival, and a lot of stuff would get exploded. So you can probably make a lot of assumptions with what you can do with this trap, and I don't remember ever seeing this online. So I think I'm gonna take credit for this, because honestly, I haven't seen it anywhere, and I love this trap. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now. This trap is amazing, and it's mine. Okay, so yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding. But go ahead, use this in your builds. This is gonna be super fun to troll your friends with, because they're literally not gonna know what this is. Like you can barely see it, and you can cover this side up so that it's not visible. You can cover the top of it. You can cover as much of it as you want. You can put it wherever you want on the surface where there's grass. It's really just amazing. Imagine this is your friend's nether portal, and you go inside. Now typically when people get to the nether, they kind of just sprint out, right? They just sprint out and start running to wherever they're going to go, because they're used to the way the nether looks. So all you're going to need to do is place a tripwire hook, some string for the tripwire itself, and then another hook, and that's going to activate a redstone signal, and you're just going to carry that to whatever you want. Now I decided not to put TNT here because I didn't want this to blow up before I actually got to show you guys what it does, but you can lace this whole thing up with TNT. Now it is recommended that you cover this entire wall up so that they actually only have one way to exit the portal, because otherwise it's going to be probably a lot more obvious. Unless their portal isn't covered up on one side, then you can just put two tripwires on either side of the nether portal and you're set. And all you got to do is not fall into the cliff, not fall into the burning lava, and just, you know, place some TNT. That's literally all this trap is. It's very basic, but very fun and very effective. This is your friend's ordinary house. He's having an ordinary day and does not suspect a thing. Now this railway is very obvious, as you can see, and you're not going to make it obvious to where it is, but I'm making it obvious so that you can tell what's going on with this trap. And basically, we have a dispenser here with minecarts full of TNT, and it's going to shoot out, and you'll see what's going to happen here. So we're going to set the time to night. And let's just take a listen. Yeah. Every time they get into bed, and also get out of bed, there's an observer down here that sends a pulse. And let's go down here and take a look at what this is. And it's 4 dispensers filled with TNT, and you're pretty much going to want to copy this block for block, because these all have a spot for a reason. And these walls need to be exactly where they are. Like if there's a space right here, then you're risking blowing up their base, and that is not the intention of this trap. That will come later, okay? I promise. Now, all this is an observer. Right in here, there is a redstone block in between these dispensers and this observer. Right below the observer is just a single piece of redstone dust and 4 dispensers that shoot TNT that's primed and ready to explode into the water, giving them a spook, and they're going to be running. they're literally, you're gonna want to cover that up, by the way, the same way, like just like this, because when the TNT explodes, it's going to blow up, and you don't want to blow up your friend's base. That's, I mean, like I said, more traps will be shown later that are like that. So it's gonna scare them, right? They're gonna want to run away as fast as they can because they're gonna think that everything's about to blow up. So they're gonna evacuate the building, and you're gonna have a railroad that's wired to the same signal. Now this is just literally connected to, see if I can show you. Yeah, right there. So there's a redstone there, and observer here, and a dispenser touching the observer. And now it's going to get powered, and as soon as that goes off, they're not going to expect it, but you're going to put this underground somewhere, right? And the TNT is going to go all the way around. Probably underground is probably your best bet, and you can set more TNT up next to that minecart full of TNT at the end of the railway if you really want to be devious, and literally it's just going to blow them up, and they're going to have no clue what to do. The nice part about this trap is you don't actually need to blow up their base. You can just do some damage to them, and that's why I like this one so much. Let's move on to number 3. This one is one of my favorites. Now, this is going to be kind of hard to show you, so let's see if I can do this without breaking everything. Please. Now, as you can see, this is, it works best in a desert because you want the sand to blend in. That, or if there's like a giant beach or something, but you kind of need a lot of space. Now, you can make this pit as big as you want it to be, and I would recommend making it like massive, like covering the whole area. And yeah, it's literally just, yeah, you just want to cover as much area as you can. So the only thing you need to do to set up this trap is place one sign right here, and I'm going to show you in a second after I activate it, and then every single sign needs to be going off of this sign. So you'll notice these are facing a direction on purpose, because once this sign breaks, you want all spooky cave noises interrupting my video. You want all of the other signs to break with it. So if you place them on this wall right here, it's not going to work because the signs aren't going to break. So you have to make sure that all of them are being placed on top of this sign. So this is on, this sign is on that, and same with all these, same with all these. So as soon as this one breaks, everything comes tumbling down. Now let's actually do it. And you can make that pit whatever you want. I just made it, you know, far enough to where it will kill someone if they decide to, you know, mine this diamond. Whoop! I love this trap. It's also pretty simple to make. All you need to do is obviously find a desert or somewhere where you can hide this trap pretty easily. And all it is an observer with a piston that pushes the piece of sand with this sign on it. And then all of them need to be attached to the sign so that when the piston pushes this sand, it breaks all of them, and they fall to their demise. They shouldn't have mined that diamond. Number 5 is also a pretty basic one. Pretty sure a lot of people already know about this one, but I love it. It's amazing. Now you can make this trap as big as you want as well, but I just decided to make it 2x2 just for show and tell purposes. And now I'm stuck. That's good. The perfect time to show you the redstone. Now, there's obsidian here for a reason. I would recommend putting obsidian all around so that they can't break out once they get into the lava. Unless they have like some crazy diamond pickaxe, they're not going to be able to get out of this lava. It's going to be really difficult, and it's going to be awesome to watch them die. Now, here's the redstone. All it is a pressure plate with a piston, a redstone block. Now, it's always active. That's what you want. You want the redstone block to always be powering it until they step on the pressure plate, which in that case, it's going to push it down, and all of this is going to get unpowered, so everything is going to retract. Now, I'm just going to go around and show you all of the redstone, and hopefully you can get a good idea. If you need to pause the video to copy any of it, go ahead. Now, you'll notice each side has a delay. You want that to be max on both sides for each of these 4 pistons. And then these, just normal delay, and the redstone goes all the way around. Let's see if I could show you easily. And it just goes down to here, and that's literally all it is. And no delay on those either. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. It is literally super easy to build and super fun to watch your friends drown in lava. And again, you don't have to make it lava. You can make it just some giant pit, which is also very fun. Now, for this, for the sake of the video and not destroying all of the redstone I've created, I have this contraption set up here that automatically destroys any kind of TNT that gets blown up. Now this one doesn't work anymore. It used to work, and when you used to walk in between these doors, it would trap you and you'd have to open the door. and it's not very much of a trap, but old school players recognize this, and they think it's just a silly little gag that you made, and oh, how cute, right? It's adorable. They think they're gonna trap you. Now, when you step on this, you're gonna blow them up. See, it closes, which is fine, because that's not the real trap. That's not the purpose, okay? The purpose is to blow them up. So all it is, very simple indeed, is just a piece of TNT. Now there's a few different ways you can do this, but I did it the simple way of just placing one TNT down here. Now you can place a dispenser with like a clock. You can do all kinds of things to automate a bunch of TNT blowing them up. Now when you place these doors, make sure that you're placing them on the inside of the pressure plate like this, and then opening them, and voila, that's all you need to do for this trap. Alright, now these last 4 traps are my favorite, and I hope you stuck around till this point, because these ones are the best. They're simply the best, okay? I am not kidding when I say they're the best. Now, a lot of people know about water elevators, and they're very, very useful for travel. But not a lot of people expect you to be trapping them when they go upwind. So all you need to do is set up a water elevator just like this. It doesn't need to be glass or anything like that, but this is just so you can see everything very visibly. And we're gonna go up here, and you're gonna get pushed off. So with this trap, what you can do is set it all the way up to the sky limit. It's best if you do this like through a mountain that's already tall, so you can make it hard to notice, and you can literally just go up it, and boom, it's gonna punch you right down, and you're gonna be falling to your death. It's literally amazing. It's really cool if you have an elytra, because you don't need any fireworks, and you can just go straight up as high as you possibly can with this, and then it's gonna punch you down, and you can just fly straight out from there. Now I think you get the point with this one. It's very simple, and all you need to do is do a tripwire at the very top. Make sure this water is exactly as high, like one below that. And these need to be either leaves or obsidian. I have another video on my channel that tells you what blocks you can use that these slime blocks don't stick to. And leaves is one of the best blocks in my opinion. So just place some leaves next to it so that I can actually push, because that's a very common mistake that people make when using slime blocks, is they don't understand that they can't just pull all the blocks with it. It's not going to work. So you need to use leaves or something like that. And this is literally, I mean, so simple. The redstone is literally just the tripwire hook with a redstone signal that goes to the piston. Now it needs to be on this exact delay. Take note of that, because it doesn't work if it's on any other delay. I've tried it, and 2-tick delay is what you need. Now this one is very delicate, and I'm going to be careful not to mess with it, but I want to show you the redstone first before we look at it. So let's see if I can do that without breaking anything. All this is if your friend has carpet in their house, then all you need to do is place a single piece of redstone like that. Now it needs to be the ore, so if you have silk touch, you're gonna need silk touch with an observer, and the observer, there's a piece of redstone right on top of this block, and it comes down to here. Make sure you extend the signal, and then you can fill up dispensers full of TNT, and it will blow them up. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So let's do an example here. Yeah. So redstone has this weird and awesome thing that it does when you touch it, or you punch it, or you run over it, or anything like that, or even place it, I think. I don't know about placing it, but it has this property where it lights up and it changes its block state. So if you point an observer to it like this, just like that, piece of redstone. We can just break this now, because you get the idea. So we'll just place carpet on top of it, and they're not going to know what hit them. Like, if you cover their entire base with carpet, they're probably just going to be like, oh, that's nice, someone placed carpet for me. And you can just place this piece of redstone ore and wreak havoc on their base. Now, eventually, this will turn off and go back to its normal state, in which case this will power again and launch more TNT. So if you don't want that to happen, just fill each of these with one TNT. And if you want it to be like harmless, then you can place water above them all, and it will just make the sound of TNT and not actually blow anything up. But if you want to actually blow stuff up, then yeah, just line up a bunch of dispensers. And oh god, that scared me. Whew. See, it went off and it did that. But all you do is you walk over it and boom, TNT. And you can line up as much of these as you want, as far as you want. And yeah, it's pretty dang awesome. I am a big fan of this trap. Now, this next trap is probably the most complicated one in the entire thing, so you're going to want to pay close attention, but this one is seriously amazing. I spent a lot of time working on this trap, so if you want to copy it, go for it, but you're probably going to have to pause the video a few times as I go over this redstone. Now, we're going to be going over the redstone first, because that's the inner workings of it. You want to know how it works, right? Let's take a peek. So, now, like I said, this is going to be pretty complicated, so bear with me here. And everything is in its specific spot right now, and this only works one time. This is only going to work once, okay? So, once I hit the button, there's a few things you can reset for it to work again, but you're going to want to just follow along here. So, get a button, right? Now you can place the button, obviously, wherever you want. Whatever you do, do not press the button. So, all we got here is a dropper, going to a dropper, going into a hopper clock. These two hoppers are going into each other with a comparator on either side of it, just like this. Now we're gonna go to this side first and I'll show you how this works. Probably be easier if I go into spectator mode for you. So this comparator, we'll follow this comparator first so it's a little bit easier, we're not all over the place. But essentially, two droppers, it's going to drop it into here, it's going to bounce back and forth, right? The item inside is going to bounce back and forth, and it's going to power this over and over and over, and power this over and over. So what it's going to do is push this redstone block into here. It's going to power all of this stuff over here, everything all at once, and then it's also going to power this piston, and it's going to push the redstone block over there so that it's not powering anything. It's just going to be a brief little pulse that's going to tick these two pistons on a delay. Make sure you get this delay right. And it's going to go down to here, right here, and this has no delay. Notice that's very important, because once this redstone block gets pushed, it's very, very important that this has no delay along this line, because this piston needs to activate first, because it's going to be grabbing whatever block you want from the surface, pulling it down, and then these are on a delay so that it grabs this dirt block and this piston and pulls them out of the way. And that's all it is for this side of this redstone right here. That's it for this side with this comparator. Now, with this comparator, there's a whole nother side to it, because as this hopper clock is going, it's going to be activating both sides, and you're going to need a comparator, a repeater, and a line of redstone, another repeater, and a repeater going into this. The repeaters are really just to make sure that you're not powering any blocks. Like, for example, right here, if this was a redstone dust, then this block would be getting powered. Now, the reason I use so many repeaters in this side of the build is because redstone powers whatever block that it's under, so we're trying not to power any blocks and then mess up any of the redstone. So I just use repeaters because it's a lot easier than having to worry about some certain things getting powered and then you've got a glitched system and it doesn't work properly. So you're going down to here, right? Down to here, down to here. Just like that. That's literally it. And this is another dropper with an item inside of it. Make sure you have an item inside of it. You don't want to place that without the item inside of it. And then all you're going to do, as you can see, is set up another hopper clock. These are going into each other. And it's going to bounce back and forth between it and keep activating a signal literally forever until they come down here and figure out what's going on. So, comparator, repeater, another repeater, activating this, and it's just going to keep activating this over and over and over and over, and it's going to be really fast. Now, the other thing that's happening here is this piece of redstone is activating this block, so this right here is going to be bouncing up and down because of this piece of redstone. Now make sure you're placing this all exactly like this, and I know it's a bit complicated. So obsidian also needs to be right here as well. It's very important. But that's it. I mean, that's all the redstone. So I'm gonna try to get a good angle for you guys to like just copy it if you need to. I'll just if you need to, pause the video like right here, maybe. And then I'll go over here, you can see, and yeah. So there you go, there's all of the redstone for this contraption. Now let's see it in action. So imagine this is just a giant grass field, because I have this grass block here just to show you that this can literally be anywhere in the map. Like, I mean, it's going to be super, super hard to know what this button does. Because you're not going to know until you press it, and everyone's curiosity is going to make them press it. I promise you. Now, let's just get it on with, okay? Let's just see what happens here. Yeah. So, TNT is going to get placed and then launched up over and over into this hole. Over and over and over until they get down there and turn it off, or you know, until all of this blows up, which yeah, it probably will blow itself up at some point. Now if you don't want this system to get blown up, then you can place another slime block with another piston that pushes the TNT somewhere else further away from this whole contraption, but that is just getting way overly complicated. Now let's turn this off. Please we're gonna grab that. Now that's how you turn it off, and if you want to reset it, this is exactly what you need to do. If you want to reset it so it will work again, you just place the items back in there, you just take them from the hoppers, place them back in the droppers that they were in, come over here, grab this redstone block, whoops. Grab the redstone block and just place it right back there, and bada bing, bada boom, that's all you need to do. Oh, and also, you're gonna have to replace these as well, just like this, with the block like that. And there you go, then it works again, just like that. This can be the grass block, you know. Whatever kind of block you want to use there works. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very complicated but very, very fun trap. I definitely recommend doing this one. Now, this one is another one of my favorites. I will admit, it's very similar to this one, but this one is an idea I had that I wanted to implement somehow. And all it is very simple. Elevator pushes you into some armor stands, and it's kind of laggy, obviously. There are about 100, as you can see if you look where the E is on the top left of F3. There's 100 entities. There's 100, exactly 100 armor stands here, and you can do this in a server, you can do this anywhere you want. And let's just go to game mode survival, and they're gonna try to get out of this hole, but they're not going to be able to, because when there's an armor stand, you can't see the blocks. So they're going to have to break every single one of these armor stands before getting out of this hole. Like, there's no way around that. Unless they have a water bucket and they can jump up, then there's no way to get around this trap. And this is one of my favorites. Like, this one's amazing. I think you get the point, so I'm gonna get out of this hole now. So all you need to do is do the same thing as this one over here, but I'll show you the redstone again in case you missed it. Very simple, tripwire hook, redstone, and you're gonna make sure that's on that delay right there, 2 ticks with another slime block, pushes you, and you're gonna go right into this hole. And that, my friends, is every single trap that I have here for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of them were more complicated than others, but regardless, I hope you enjoyed every single one of them as much as I enjoyed making all of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!